Yeah, it's definitely just the technology has improved, and
Yeah.
you know,
This looks
we
great.
yeah. So this is kind of just a brief introduction to the difference between the two. Obviously, the main tour stops now have the ability to be these interactive 360s.
Okay.
You know, sometimes those 360s can get lost in the supplemental media module. I know,
Yep.
yeah, Sam,
We talked a lot
you were
about
talking about that. So we thought it was important to upgrade you guys and get the kind of the new wave of stuff.
I like those students walking in there. I think that's a good touch.
Yep.
Yeah.
We waited a few different times, and I even posed some students walking. I was like, "Why don't you guys all walk through the doors right now?" They're like, "What?" I'm like, "Just keep walking." They're like, "Do you need us to smile?" Nope. Just walk.
So yeah, we thought this was a good starting point. You know, it shows
Yeah.
the stadium, shows the Prairie Springs and Student Union.
Yep.
All that
I
stuff.
like it.
So, and these are actually the same students here.
Yeah.
I just shot again going that way, so you know, kind of fills it out. But yeah, when you click on these next buttons to continue on the walking trail, it actually shoots you in the direction of where you're heading, which is kind of a neat feature, I believe. So as we go through this, if you see any Photoshop things, any requests that you have, just let me know and I'll write them down on, this is our sign off sheet here.
Yeah.
Bless you. And so this is kind of an initial opportunity for you to go through it. You know, after it goes through our internal QA process, then you'll be able to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, and once we send you a link, and then there'll be another round of edits,
Sure.
so on and so forth. So we kind of changed things up and started off at the student union here. So we pop inside.
What's he need? Oh, I did a good job of avoiding it.
I think I got you in one shot though.
Yeah, the rec one.
Yeah. I think there's good student activity.
Yeah, but not so much so it's blocking the view of different
Mhm.
things.
Exactly.
It gives the idea that campus isn't dead. I mean, people are out.
Yeah, throughout the walking tour, there's a little lapse in activity, but there's still people trickled out in
More
and
about
out.
a graph and
Yeah,
that
but that's
and
okay. I
campus.
think as long as you have a mix,
Mhm.
you know.
So now we head out towards the East Campus halls,
I tried to make sure we got a shot of the bookstore a little bit too.
Yeah.
Just so people.
just for frame of reference. You know, it's down this
Yeah.
hallway. I think it's mentioned in the script too. So,
Mhm.
Those shots feel kind of light. I mean, I know that's probably just compared to
The 360.
yeah.
okay.
I don't know.
That's
Maybe
a
just
good
me.
that's a good observation. Yeah, I think either, you know, I have to compensate for the light outside here.
Yeah,
to
but
kinda-
maybe the 360 is just a touch lighter than just to blend it a little.
So bring up the 360. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
because then it'll flow a little bit into the. And if you're ever like, Sarah, that's a dumb idea, just say that.
No, that's a great idea. Actually, it's kind of a challenge for us to get the processing to match between the 360s.
Yeah.
Because we shoot them a little bit differently and
Yeah.
different lenses and stuff. You know. Brighton. Student. 360.
Like she looks a little washed out there too. I don't know.
Are you talking about behind the desk?
Yeah. And maybe that's
She's a vampire.
Okay.
I don't
Can you
know.
do anything about that, Ryan?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe just a little bit of
Color.
saturation or something there.
Just Photoshop out. I already photoshopped out the blood dripping from it.
Can only do so.
Fangs are gone.
Okay. Yeah, I'll add some saturation to this shot as well.
Okay.
Saturate. Photo.
Because it kind of makes it look very like drab. I mean, it's a very nice hallway, and I like that we went this way, but it just looks kind of sterile, like a hospital. Okay.
Now we pop outside.
Yep, I like that.
Definitely got a nice sky for that day.
Yeah. Yeah,
Perfect.
it's
Said it was
this
your
is kind of
better shots
ideal
all
for
year.
us.
Or better days all year to shoot.
Then we continue to East Campus Hall's overview.
One of the things that, and it's not as obvious this year, when Graham was here the first time, we had a ton of construction spray paint on the different sidewalks.
Mm-hmm.
And he was able to scrape that all off, or not literally scrape it off, but height it and everything. And I just thought of it when I saw this one, and there's a little bit,
The bottom.
obviously it's,
Yeah,
it's
there's
nice
still-
and light, but
yeah, totally. I actually did pretty extensive cloning right here.
great,
And
thank you.
yeah, if there's, and I did it throughout, but there's still a couple things, especially in the 360s, which are a little bit more difficult to Photoshop. But yeah, any sort of spray paint or cracks and within reason, definitely we can clone those out.
Cool.
So East Campus Hall.
I like that with a student approaching.
Mhm.
Did you stage that?
We did not, no.
Just kind of
Just
timed it.
Yeah.
Just go- See one guy coming.
That's
just
not
wait a few
that's not
minutes.
great. That's not creepy or anything.
Nope.
Sit here with my camera.
Then we continue on.
I think that's a good touch for international students. Get that bus
Mhm.
taken to.
So the other, I'm still looking for the other
Yeah.
two photos that lead up. The difference in editing, I can pull up the old
Yeah.
tour. It's pretty drastic because there's a big dumpster in front of
They had the
Reader
roll-off
Hall.
dumpster already placed for move-in.
So we can't quite get that walk up.
We couldn't get the full walk-up effect of the courtyard with the volleyball courts like we had in the last one, so we considered like, oh, maybe we can just utilize the last photo. But now that I see this and I was like looking back at the other one, I'm like, those are different photos and colors and
Yeah, I can talk to Graham to see if I can get those raw files, and then I can
enhance them a little bit that way.
edit them to be a little bit more consistent with what we have.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean I can let's just pull that up the current tour just to compare. So yeah, you can see.
Yeah.
Just has a different, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a little bit more yellow, and I mean, yeah, I'm gonna talk to Graham. He's on the shoot as well, so we're both kind of doing our own thing. But early next week, after the long weekend, we're gonna
Okay.
make that happen.
So just tighten up the transition there between the two. I think that's
Yeah.
however you need to make that work.
Cause I mean, it's not even like, if we didn't have that, I like the volleyball courts, getting that shot, but
Yeah.
I don't want it to also look like it doesn't fit either. Where what I liked about your photos, and I think we'll see this throughout, is the angles you've got on the buildings. They all look very similar, and so it's a very consistent photos, which I appreciate. It's the
Yeah, this is the
As you
most
go
fun
along.
part for me, is getting kind of these establishing shots, and like I don't know, I think it's just fun getting architectural type
Mhm.
angles and that stuff. So now we have the main stop for Rooter, which is inside the lobby here.
Did you get me in this one? Oh, I made it.
Yeah, we made it around.
Guys just kept running around.
Yeah, we
circles.
did.
Yeah, and we can also change the starting point of any 360 too.
Oh,
so
okay.
when you click into it,
If you
just-
wanted it at the
you know,
desk
it
or
was
something.
like right here, but I think like maybe a better starting point would be right here where you can see the front desk.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can
Cool.
definitely
Yeah, I like
change that
that.
stuff. So here's kind of the one jump because we had to skip over that.
Because you're backtracking.
Yeah, well, it was backtracking, and also we couldn't shoot because of the dumpster.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of jumped back out onto the main path.
I think that's okay.
Yeah. So now we make our way through towards the sports complex.
I already like it. Just there's 2 clicks in this one. I think the previous one had probably 8 clicks.
Yeah, it was just a different time.
Yeah.
And so it just gets you quicker around.
Yeah, this is awesome. I like this a lot.
Yeah, the band was practicing. It was pretty cool. There's something about having. I feel like every time I've come to campus, the band has been playing, and it's like something that gets you like, hey,
Yeah.
Just have them.
Were you
play
on
constantly.
campus yesterday afternoon?
Yeah.
Because they were like marching through campus.
Yeah, I saw them in front of the student union.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it kind of gives a perspective of going to a
Student.
game or.
Mm-hmm.
Now we continue down this way. So I did Photoshop this one. Sometimes in the back end, it takes a while to update the walking tour photos. So I took out this like
Truck.
septic truck and like these 2 guys over here.
Okay.
And then I cleaned up this sidewalk here.
Thanks.
My pleasure. So we have a shot of Mitchell. Kind of the same as last year, but without all the unnecessary clicks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not last year, last 5.
4 years.
Yeah.
5 years.
Been a while.
So now another little bit of a change. We head over to archaeology. We continue on, so you can kind of. I did Photoshop out this crane too.
Okay.
I do need to check with Dev to see why it's not updating as quickly, because I did that last night and it's still not uploaded, but neither here nor there.
I like that angle on that building
Yeah,
now.
that's a better angle than the previous shot.
I like
think,
this too. This gets a little more landscaping in there.
Yeah, I like to do a couple shots through here. I just thought it was a pretty area.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of that on campus. I mean, it's more open, so I kind of like that. It's good.
We get some trees. And
Good variety.
So I have another 360. I love when the 360 is kind of close up to a building because it gives it this.
towering effect. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's our logo. Like the
Mhm.
top of that is what we put on a lot of our stuff too.
So now here's a new addition. I need to Photoshop here. I did the next one. I just didn't do the one previous to it.
Well, Echo's construction.
Construction cones. Aftergraph. I did get this one.
Yeah, it's a good angle on that too.
Thanks. Yeah, we were gonna do a 360 inside, but just a little bit. I mean, we walked through
They
it.
don't have any pictures up. They don't have a ton up in that main kind of walk-through area because we're like, oh, we wanted to do some more 360s inside the buildings because that would be then our main media where we would like, this is the Wing Technology Center. Here we have the
Mhm.
Eagle Help Desk or whatever. Instead, we'll do that out in front just because, I don't know, I just always assume they have more in there than they do. And I remember it's our IT building, so.
So I'm just writing down. I'm gonna take care of this sidewalk here
Okay.
Okay.
with the grass.
Yeah, thanks.
So we do see it. I just
Yeah, I think that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the last tour really just didn't have a lot of interior pictures, and so I think even just having a walkthrough.
The walkthroughs of
It's
the buildings
helpful.
are helping. I agree.
yeah. There's a good balance of indoor and outdoor,
Mm-hmm.
especially towards the end. So we do get a bit of the fence here, but I don't think it's too, it's not like you're gonna, the only reason we're looking over there is because we know the construction's there,
Yeah.
If you already jump into the next one, you might not even catch it.
Yeah, it's, if there were mounds of dirt that are piled up, it would be
Yeah.
Right.
a little more.
I think we did a good job of avoiding that.
Yeah, I think
For the most
when we
part.
get to the clock tower, we tried to position like the clock tower in front of it, so we're missing at least those giant crates and
Sure.
trailers and things like that.
So Morris Hall is a new stab too.
Yeah, I went out there around 4:30 last night, because when I showed Sam, obviously the coloring looks a little bit muted on this, just because the sun's directly behind it. I went out there and it barely even kind of touched right here. So, I think this is kind of our best option.
Okay.
I think
based on, unless we can change
you
the.
take it's not a great building to take a picture of, I'm guessing, and so I think we'd run into that any time of day.
It was just important to include because that's how our school started. So
Oh, cool.
it's just more of like a historical piece. So
Mhm.
you know what? That's probably kind of fitting for the way we present it anyway.
So yeah, you can see the difference of how when the sun's shining on it, but that's just kind of that's how it'll look. It's in
Yeah,
the shadow.
it's real. I like that
So we have,
approach to Centennial.
and we have 360 up front.
Just kind of gets a good angle of all the area there too.
Mhm. Yeah. Looks great.
Now we head towards Center for the Arts. Probably clean up some of this.
Yeah. What about that in the grass there? Can you cover that with like a grate or something?
Yeah,
The bottom right there.
on the right.
Make that all green grass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just color it a little.
You remove all those cars.
We don't want any trees.
Virtual valet.
Yeah.
I like to call myself a virtual landscaper.
Yeah.
sorts. I'm sure like grounds crews hate us though, because we Photoshop stuff and then they get showed in the tour like, why can't campus look like this?
Yeah.
I mean, your grounds are great, honestly. Like compared to a lot of situations where I'm photoshopping all night. Like it's just a couple things here and there.
Yeah. Well, that's good to know.
You can
Just,
pass that along to Bob.
Let's put an elephant here to cover up the school section.
There's always elephants on campus. Don't worry about it. I wish they had a sign out here. They don't have a good sign.
Yeah, it seems like this is kind of begging for it. It's right
Some-
above the.
I even take the signs that they do on the other buildings, just the two sticks and
Oh yeah.
that they kind of have out in front of everything.
It's the
It's
new.
nice to have a
Yeah.
lobby, yeah.
So Corey, I don't know if you remember, so we didn't go into this building in the last one. We just kind of were out in front of it, but then we would jump essentially to the other side between Wentz and CFA.
Sure.
And so you'll see here it says continue to West Campus Halls, but we do more of a walkthrough of this building and then around by the Drake Field area. So
I
just
actually like that. I think that
it kind of
that
ties
last
it.
picture makes that building look significantly better than it actually looks. That
This
yeah.
one,
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that looks great.
Yeah.
I like this. I like this part of the walkthrough.
Because it's not too long, even though it's a little longer of a walk, but
There's one, if you jump back.
Sure.
And, okay. If you're up a little bit higher on these steps, you can actually see the bluffs too.
way behind Centennial there.
I did get another shot at the first staircase. I just was kind of trying to cut out
Sure.
unnecessary steps, but
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't notice that. We could I could look in my. Let's check it out.
It's a spot on campus that I think a lot of people forget about, because when you're at the top of the steps, instead you're normally looking down the steps, where am I gonna be
Mhm.
walking next? And people do take a
Second
minute
to
and
stop
they
you.
just say, oh gosh, from this I can see.
So it'd be after more.
Right there, probably.
So I'll have to go into here. So that's the one I got before.
Okay, yeah.
It might be hard to get that.
It might be the clouds.
Might
kind
be
of
the
obstruct-
clouds,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep,
Kind of obstructing it.
no, that's fine.
And there's a lot of cement in that other photo.
Yeah,
I think the
that's-
higher up you go,
Yeah.
there'd be more
I think
cement.
this is good footage of the bluffs and other shots, so.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Yeah, we actually have a stop for it. For
Yeah,
the
we've
bus,
made
which
that,
is nice.
which is
Yeah.
really cool, I
Yeah.
think.
A lot of students up there too, which is.
Nice.
It's, I don't know if there's any way you can get those dumpsters or not, or
Yeah.
those might be tougher. I mean, they're there,
Yeah,
but
I can take care of those.
At least maybe the green one. I don't
Mhm.
know. So.
the recycling one, we only recycle.
After. For the arts. And we work our way up to West Campus.
So, Corey, again, we went through between Drake and Wentz versus going around
Yeah.
between Hutch and Wentz.
Oh, that's good.
I like this shot. I like the big,
The trees.
mature trees. I think that is good too.
You got some other good shots after this too. You did
That's good. And some kids out there.
Yeah, Sarah, you mentioned that there was, this is a kind of a hotbed of activity. And
Uh-huh.
there's a couple guys playing frisbee.
Good.
You can still see the volleyball court right
Yeah,
here.
that's good.
Is there like a thing with volleyball here? Because those courts are everywhere.
They are everywhere. They're busy. Some are busier than others because some are just not in good condition, or the
Mhm.
nets aren't very good. But that one's a busy one, and the one over by Reuter's a busy one.
I don't think I'll ever be proficient at volleyball. Last time I played it, I literally got it was like that Marsha moment. I got hit right in the face, just started bleeding, and I was like, okay, I don't need to play this game.
Well, and if that's the case, then maybe ultimate frisbee should be out of your repertoire.
Maybe I should just stay in a.
He dislocated his shoulder 3 days ago playing ultimate frisbee.
I did.
He didn't think
So
he'd
you
be able
didn't
to
jump
make
in
it.
with these guys and throw the frisbee around a little bit?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
I like the jump here. I think it's a good jump
Yeah,
to miss
it's
that
appropriate.
garbage area.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's
you don't lose a ton.
there's a dumpster back there too.
Mhm.
You can kind of see one here, but it just kind of looks like a car
Or
or
a car.
Yeah.
tank,
Tank.
Duck's boat.
a duck boat.
Yeah.
So then we go up to the Health Science Center. How do we feel about this?
I feel like it's fine. I don't know if there's anything we can do that's just
Kind of
better.
that
I don't necessarily love the light pole,
Mm-hmm.
but if that helps you get the better.
I don't think you'd be able to get closer and get the shot,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah, I tried. That's about as wide as I could get.
Okay.
Otherwise, the building would be cut off on the top or the bottom, and then
Yeah.
next to it.
What's that other shot from that? I mean, I don't want to
From
like
the main entrance.
from the main entrance. So if you were to go around that building, there's kind of that's where the main entrance is, and it kind of gets the two sides of the building. I don't know if that is I think it's in the other virtual tour.
Yeah. The shot makes the building look much smaller than it really is.
Science, there you go.
No, I guess I wasn't.
Well, your shot is better than this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does kind of have that crunching effect to it. I mean, I could adjust the aspect ratio so it looks a little bit, so that it doesn't look miniaturized, but then it would be cut off on the top or the bottom. So,
I don't think it hurts it.
It's not a big stop for us, and the further we get into this, the least likely we're to retain people.
mhm.
Yeah.
They're probably just kind of coasting through it at this point.
Okay.
I don't know. Up to you guys.
Now I can only see that light pole, so I don't know.
That was my fault.
I mean, I can give it a shot. I can give it a shot. I photoshopped worse.
I'm wondering if you could just get the light, like
Yeah, just the-
the arm coming off of there versus like the whole pole.
I think I could do that. I think I
Yeah,
could.
that
That-
might,
'cause
that might help a
If
little
it's
bit.
just not jutting out in there, because at least that, yeah, it's on the side, but you're not drawn to that. But I think
That's a good call.
you're right. I agree. I think it's better than that other picture from the previous
Mhm.
tour.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I don't want to have to like walk you all the way around just because we're already jumping back pretty far.
For the sake of the rest of the
for the sake
walk.
of the rest of the tour.
Yeah.
You don't want to get people really confused on what it looks like actually.
Okay.
So now we kind of jump down. Did a couple of approach shots because before, I believe it.
Went to the other side of Whitney.
It jumped you all the way to the front, the east door of Whitney, and so we wanted to kind of bridge that just a touch, and so we ended up going through the west side of Whitney to walk
Mhm.
through it instead this time versus, and the main media will be of the 360 inside the dining hall, so.
Yeah, I like that.
Give to Miranda and Sarah.
What were they eating there?
Eagle Guides and NSL or International Orientation.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think
Yeah.
that there's a bad ceiling tile up right above
right
that.
above there.
Here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably start it facing this way, just because there's good activity.
Yeah.
Whatever's going on at this station is obviously very popular.
Right.
Is that the omelet?
Sandwiches.
Oh,
No, it's
okay.
sandwiches. Which is,
That's the only thing I ever remember is people would like go crazy for the omelets.
Judy, was that the name of the woman that used to make the omelets?
There's another guy now. What's his name?
So I opted.
Oh yeah, because I thought we had a couple walking shots out of that building.
Yeah, we took one shot facing this way.
Gotcha.
Let me look that up. The one facing the door was.
No,
It just was like you don't need this
it's not. It's just where the.
because it shows where the
is.
trays are being washed. And
Oh yeah, we don't want to show that. That's the stinkiest place on campus. It smells gross.
we're working on the smelling aspect of our virtual tours.
We got a scratch and sniff we can do on this one. Smell the trees.
I would really like to write the copy for that shot. And here you'll find our stinky.
Put your nose very close to your monitor.
Yeah.
Can you smell it now?
It's like
Go a
a,
little closer.
it's like a Willy Wonka type of a.
Lick your screen instead.
Oh. Dishwater. Yum.
Well, they do have scratch and sniff postal stamps now.
There it is.
Oh God. I'm not gonna tell
Oh.
Caroline that.
Yeah, so we could go from that 360 just to show this side, and then kind of just
Jump out then.
jump out.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
Kind of just
A little
wraps.
smoother.
I think it wraps it up a little bit more and
rather than just
jumping.
just like.
Yep.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Cool. I'll add that in. So now we make our way to Eagle Hall.
I like that. It makes it look giant.
So we opted to do the 360 outside since we already had one inside of a residence hall with a 360, and we'll just end up walking through the lobby instead.
Yeah, I think it's cool to show the green space right out in front, and
Mhm.
you know the grills and just like where the common place.
And that's just a quad kind of area.
You can
Maybe
clean up.
green that up.
Yeah.
Landscaping duty.
There's the grass right here is actually.
Pretty bad. You want to know why? Because none of those students will, during the winter time, they'll walk straight across to go to Whitney Center instead of taking the sidewalk around.
You should get out there and.
It is.
Even in the snow.
Yeah.
Even in the snow, and then they pack the snow down, and then that kills that, and then you can see the path that they make all the way across, because they want to take that 8 seconds instead of walking on the cleared path.
The food is amazing. They
The
wanna
food
get through as
is
fast as they
amazing.
can.
So what
They cannot wait to put their tray in that dishwasher.
facilities will try to stack tables all right there, so but they'll just walk around them, or they'll move them. It's classic student and cow path mentality.
We had the same thing years ago between, well, the buildings are gone, between Wilder and Trowbridge.
Yep.
There was a diagonal there, and it would be, you'd have 2 feet of snow, and there'd be a single path,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'd meet somebody, and it's like, well, who's gonna go off the path into the snow, and that diagonal was there in the wintertime, and it was a dirt path all the rest of the year,
Yeah.
too.
I totally forgot about those two buildings.
Do you know the Drake cut from Drake Hall to Whitney Center? That instead of just walking up and around, there was and then they finally put cement down over it because they're like, we've been trying to grow grass there, and
It has a name.
now
The Drake Cut.
It's called the Drake Hall Cut because it's the most direct path to Whitney from there, and oh man, I would get so irritated. But then they threw cement down. I was like, well, I'm using it now. So.
So we go through this building. Kind of
This isn't the actual door that you use, but just based on how those trees were positioned and that it just.
Yeah, I would have added a couple of
More
a couple of
clicks.
clicks going into this door, and then you just don't want to frustrate the user by
Right,
being
exactly,
like,
which
go, like,
Was
come on,
the
let's go.
problem with the last one.
Pop through. Take out the.
Smoke thing.
And, oh, no, I guess
The cart.
yeah, I was gonna say the people moving the cart.
Yeah. Those
I
carts-
don't think you can really tell.
Yeah, those carts get used all year round. So
Yeah.
it's a.
What's that? Smoke. What's that called?
It's a smoke disposal thing.
Cigarette butt.
Cigarette butt disposal thing.
Smoke disposal. All right. Get that strip of grass.
That's where you ride your bike when the sidewalks fall.
I swear. My biggest problem with facilities is when they drop their plows and they don't know where the grass is, so they tear up all the grass and then they're all summer long trying to grow it back, and by the time it grows back,
Sam, I
Snows
think
again.
just got himself a part-time job on the
oh man.
facilities.
I told him I'd mow for them at night. Hay fields that they got on Drake Field. I was so irritated. I even told
Yeah,
Corey.
we were walking by at the end, and we were like, "There's this one spot.
that's-
It looks great all throughout campus, but
Yeah.
we'll see it."
Yeah, we'll see it. It's between the child care center.
Oh
and
yeah,
Liberty,
that's
that,
like a,
Oh,
those
man.
hills that are weeds and prairie grass.
A place of art that is
Yeah.
gone bad.
Yep.
yeah.
It was fine 25 years ago.
Can you make that big, filled in crack in the middle of that look a little less noticeable in the sidewalk?
Oh, right at the arrow.
Yeah,
Oh, this thing, yeah.
How do you-
And I don't know if this is possible, but the facade on the top there is looking a little rough.
Needs to be power washed.
Yeah, I need to get a power washer.
Do you have a virtual power washer?
Could be an element of the tour. Help us wash these
Spot a
buildings.
dirty building?
It's an interactive tour.
It's just, wait, you got to a whole
Essentially,
other
our
level.
tour is just
Yeah.
paint.
You want to paint this building?
Yeah, just
had a person here.
Pop inside the wreck.
Is there someone in the hammock?
There he is.
yeah,
Yeah,
there were 2
there's-
people in the hammock laying there on their phones.
Perfect.
We did not pose
Stage
any of
that.
that. Nope. This is where I make my glorious appearance right there.
Oh, there you are.
Talking with a couple vanguards.
Woo!
Yep.
Looking good.
Corey, better sign me to a new contract. I'm going big.
Modeling.
See if people clicking the application immediately from this.
Yeah.
Gotta
Yeah.
go.
That guy goes
That
there.
guy.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I like that. That's cool. It got that ceiling up there on the top,
Mhm.
that circular. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Sam's
That's
idea
really
to
cool.
shoot it out here. Kind of looks like it's a spaceship
Like
or
a
something.
Yeah.
dome or a dome of some kind.
Like you're underneath a carnival ride.
Yeah.
That's a compliment.
It is essentially a carnival right here all the time.
Today, I mean, it's
Today
crazy
will
out
be-
there.
Yeah. Wasn't pretty bad coming in.
Yeah, it was just, I mean, they blocked the main entrance, and
Yeah.
then I turned down a one-way, and I was like,
I just need to get in that ramp.
yeah. I
Just
made it.
drive through the grass, obviously.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what we kind of do.
Just drop your plow and dig up the grass.
So we follow that guy.
Good student activity. That's good.
Yeah.
We went
Otherwise,
back
I
and
would
forth
probably-
on this one.
Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have included the shot just because of all the vans and stuff.
Yeah.
But the fact that there's a lot of students, kind of,
Coming and going.
yeah. Continue to.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, like I said, the grass looks great.
Maybe
Mhm.
any dumpster work there straight ahead. It's actually probably our nicest dumpster area, but
Put that on the physical walking
Yep.
bar. This is the nicest dumpster.
hey, those aren't cheap
Only
dumpster
other
It goes with
areas.
the scratch and sniff.
Yeah.
Only 3.5 GPA and above get to dump their
Get
trash
to
here.
throw their trash here.
Honors dumpster.
Yep.
Maybe some of those spots on the.
Gum spots.
I can't remember what campus did this.
Yeah.
They were looking at dumpsters outside of the residence halls, and the dumpsters with the most alcohol bottles was the honors residence hall.
Oh my god.
It went against what they expected, and it was more of a, they were drinking kind of
To distress.
individually
Yeah.
and not,
Oh.
because it was a very quiet building. It wasn't a building known for parties, but
To distress more and just to cope.
yeah.
That's
probably
crazy.
what
That's
the
also
thing
kind of
was.
scary.
Yeah, they're all just like developing.
A building full of alcoholics.
Yeah, so it wasn't I don't think it was a camp, oh gosh. Maybe it was a school in Minnesota, I don't think it was a school in Wisconsin, but.
So here we had the stuff on the ground here,
Yeah.
which is, we got rid of the cones, but
Yeah, those were not able to move. I tried to lift one and they were heavy.
Was it carpet rolls or?
No.
They're like poles.
Like
it's like, almost looked like piping or
piping,
something.
piping of some kind, but also like plastic, hardcore piping. Corey, we were trying to get you. You were in that meeting with grad studies. I saw you in there.
Was I sleeping?
You look pretty engaged. So this is any way to. So we went back and forth on this next few shots because, excuse me, the previous tour had some really good lead ups to this.
Yeah, just without the
But-
construction.
It's without the construction. Again, just and so potentially. So I know you were potentially thinking of reaching out to Graham again and seeing if those would maybe potentially fit too. It's actually, I'm just looking at the clock time. They're actually pretty close to the same time.
Weird.
Wow.
15 minutes.
Does anyone catch that, or am I looking at that for
I
that?
wasn't thinking.
If
about
we were to
that.
utilize other picture,
I don't think anybody will.
No.
okay.
Maximum, they're
I'm not gonna
very-
go to UWL because
Our
it
clocks
takes
go
me
backwards.
too long to get there.
It's a 10-minute walk.
You're trying to say it's close,
Yeah.
but it.
I mean, I like the coloring on yours better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, for consistency's sake, let's
Well,
just.
is there any way to? I mean, can you Photoshop that
I can get this
that
one.
thing?
Mm-hmm.
The fence probably a little
How
tougher.
about that red truck?
Yeah, we struggle with that red truck. He's just kind of moving all the way around the clock tower area, window washers.
We could have sent him to my house for the day. Look, guys,
They
we're gonna
got-
need you to get off campus.
They got plenty of work to do here. There's enough windows to get cleaned and still look like they need to be cleaned.
And I think this one, it's really just not.
It's not as
Yeah,
visible with
I
the
think
trees.
it's fine.
How about that blue spot on the sidewalk? Can you
Mhm.
get that guy? Sorry, are we being like really nitpicky, or are these?
How dare you? No, that's what this is for.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I like the side shots of Centennial too. I like Centennial as a building. It's
Mm-hmm.
beautiful to show.
Yeah, I could take care of the 360. There's.
Some arrows on
Oh,
the.
sure.
Do they use permanent spray paint for that stuff?
It seems like it.
It doesn't wash away quickly.
It's there for a while.
Yeah. I bet they had a lot more to do when they were doing all this, getting ready for this construction project here.
And I don't know.
So it could
To
be
me,
more
that
recent.
construction right there in the 360 isn't super obvious.
Right.
Yeah,
So I think it's fine.
Yeah, that's why we took it from that angle
kind of block
to
it.
have the clock tower block those two
Yeah.
those two things back there.
Scrape off that trailer to the left of the clock tower. I think that'd be just fine. I think
Yeah, you can, the fence is gonna be there.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, that's probably how campus will look for the next 2 years.
Yep.
You know? I'm all for making things clean and look pretty, but it's also good to be realistic with the
Yeah.
students. They're not like,
Yeah.
what the heck? I didn't realize this whole place is under construction.
Is it okay? So I know this might be a bigger thing. The smokestack. I know it's there, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but does it take away from the clock tower in this?
Nah, I don't think so. I feel like that's a thing. Like you see it all over from in lacrosse.
But
you know?
I mean, you're right. I 100% agree. But if we were to move it, then it's not. We could just say, oh, the way the photo was taken, it was behind the clock tower,
is blocking it.
yeah.
and so then it's not in it. But obviously, it's there because it's not like we hide it in all the other shots or anything
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't care.
And that's not a big thing, but that was just something I was thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you could try it, Ryan, and if it looks
If
weird.
it looks bad after, do your.
Yeah, no, that's simple enough. It's just if you can imagine just grabbing this part of the cloud and painting
Dragging
over
it
it,
over.
it's
Mhm.
pretty easy. It's just when there's patterns and stuff like that, that's when it gets a little bit more involved.
Tricky. Cool. So this is kind of where we backtrack just a touch. We go back towards Prairie Springs because we didn't want to include Whittick and we didn't want to go through Cowley or anything like that. So we just went back up, and that's those are nice shots now.
Yeah, it's a nice walk. So
Yeah.
leading up to this quad area.
I like that shot you did there.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to take a bad picture of this building. It's really pretty.
I like that too. That's cool.
Yeah, it's funny whenever I see like action coming towards the camera and like set up really quick. Sometimes people will just like look at me like
Yeah.
you'll see like these weird faces.
Mhm.
So we shot a, kind of a quad
Yeah.
shot here.
So this is our Wimberley media here, but it doesn't only focus on Wimberley, which is good because Wimberley's not a great building.
When I was talking with Bob Pizzolo yesterday afternoon, we were talking about this new mall area in the Terminex, and said it actually helps make Wimberley look
A little better.
decent again.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
true.
no, I didn't. I thought it. I mean, you guys probably have, developed an opinion, but I thought it was a really kind of a cool building.
Yeah. It's just pretty dated inside.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cinder block.
Yeah, this whole area, this whole stretch right here is really nice.
Yeah, I think that looks really cool and like,
Ties that first 360 you did
Yeah.
together with this one, and yep.
That's what I love when tours come full circle,
yeah,
because now you're, especially when you can look at the map and kind of associate where you are, and you're like, oh, now I know, now I have a sense of place.
mm-hmm.
Here's where we started.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's the prairie grass.
Yeah.
I had to calm Sam down.
Like, try to miss this.
I mean,
He followed Ryan with his weed eater. He was like,
Yeah. Just let me trim some of this up.
round off.
Yeah.
I mean, we could skip that shot. I mean, it's up
That
to
first
you.
one. I don't think that first one looks bad.
That's I'm okay with
No,
it. It's a series.
It's what it is. So I don't know.
It'd be worse if there were just crazy tall weeds.
Yeah.
Critters jumping out of there.
Yeah.
And- sorry.
No, I just was thinking about that trash can is fine.
Yeah.
I like the shot of that building too.
Yeah, that's good. Parking, like the police department and the ramp.
Mhm.
And-
Yeah, that's
That
awesome.
looks nice.
yeah, I was surprised by how the 360 turned out, because I mean, you can see campus.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A lot better than I thought you would be able to.
Maybe we'll change our language a little bit. Now we're at top kind of as well, where you can see
Mhm.
something. We can just kind of let people know where they're at. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish you could change the.
I almost want to drop a pin over UWL there just so people know where to look. But it's.
I mean, I could actually Photoshop something in here. That's if you have a logo and like you want to provide me with something like that, I could be like, it's like. bing.
I don't want to take away from the beauty of
Yeah.
the shot.
We'll just work the language a little bit more on that and just make it. If you look off into the distance, you can see campus.
In the surrounding community
Yeah.
and different things like that. Yeah.
And that's the finale there.
Awesome. That looks
Great.
great, Ryan.
I like that
Yeah,
shot.
nice work, thank
Yeah,
you.
nice work.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you got a lot of good. I mean, I think we were able to give you a lot of good feedback, and I
For
think
sure.
as we continue to see it and maybe get a couple more eyes on it here or there, we can
Yeah.
get some more.
When we get the next round of.
Yeah. So essentially from here, I'll complete these edits, and then we submit it to an internal QA process where our director of photography will go through the tour and kind of make his own suggestions.
Mhm.
And then once those edits are done, you'll get the tour back. You'll get a link, and then you can go through it and kind of share it amongst your departments and come up with another list of edits. I think in the meantime, if you just want to compile some, maybe go through the current tour and select which media you might want to get rid of.
This is where
That might be dated.
and we can also connect with Mike and talk about some of the supplemental shots if he's got new shots of like the theaters and the concert halls and different things like that. And like I know we have new shots of a lot like the wrestling
Yeah.
space and
Sure.
things like that can help. So
Okay.
Yeah, and then after that, it's really just kind of a waiting game for the tour guide. I don't know where we're at with that process. If it's been if the script's been submitted or.
our script has been submitted to the media
Mhm.
manager, I'm pretty sure. So what we need to do is connect with Cindy and just kind of
Yeah.
talk our next steps with her and see that, that one, our script now makes sense with what we have here, and then making sure that Clint, I think you said, is ready to go and we feel good about it.
Yeah, for all we know, it could be being filmed currently. You
Yeah.
know.
Sure.
But yeah, it was a pleasure being here. Thanks for working with me on
Yeah.
that first day and kind of
Yeah.
walking around. And
No, I think that helped, and I think we could see, like, I mean, I think hearing our vision a little bit allowed you to kind of take it and run a little bit too, so that was nice to do.
yeah, I have the easy job. You got like trying to visualize things without having done it before and going off of old experience that's 5 years
Mhm.
old, and just being open to my suggestions is honestly what makes a successful product. So I appreciate it.
How many total clicks is, like, if you were to tally it up, like, do we know the difference between how many clicks we got rid
This
of?
is what we do now.
Or, yeah,
I think it's around the same,
okay.
but that's just because
We added 4 stops.
You added 4 stops, and there's walkthroughs of buildings. I think there's a lot more meaning to the clicks now.
Versus just 10 feet up the sidewalk.
Yeah, and that's just the way we shot.
Yeah.
That's the way I shot five years ago. So,
Mhm.
I'm glad we got out here to update everything.
Yeah,
Because
I'm glad too.
yeah,
I think this will be great.
awesome.
Cool. You need signatures or anything?
Yeah.
Or the boss sign off.
Good luck with moving everything and.
Yeah, we'll see how it's going. I gotta do my walk around. We have our tour guides who help like direct traffic and stuff, so I will go see if they
Hey,
got
you
all
guys
those
want
and
to
stuff.
vote if I work with you them
Thanks.
and I make some of these those striker pictures for that? I kind of like this idea of like a Polaroid of those striker pictures for that display case,
Downstairs
the red one.
Oh,
in the entrances.
is it still empty?
Yeah.
I even like
Let's-
utilizing some of these.
Yeah,
It's
let's
easy.
still give them
A little time.
a chance